Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Phoebe if you're new. I write inclusive recipes, talk about neurodivergence. I'm a freelance writer and currently studying library studies. I thought I would film a what I ate in a week, but TBH, have been feeling really stressed, overwhelmed due to various life circumstances, both my choice and not, and that has been affecting my appetite. This is going to be a what I ate in a week when I don't have much of an appetite. Humongous caveat to that is what that looks like for me, if you relate to that, is probably very different to what it looks like to you. My biggest autistic lifelong interest is food and cooking, and the autistic lover of routine in me will make sure I eat, even if I'm feeling nauseous and anxious. So this video will probably look like my appetite is fine. And if that stirs up some stuff in you, that's totally valid. Just know the video might not be for you and continue on your merry way. I more wanted to mention that for my sake so that this week can be what it will be. It's currently Sunday. When I'm not enjoying thinking about food, one thing that does help is grabbing inspiration when I see it, and that inspired my breakfast this morning, which, after seeing this photo on Pinterest, don't know how to credit it, sorry, of like a cheesy egg pita situation, I thought, I can do that. So I made a scrambled egg, melted some non-dairy cheese into it, waited for that to melt, added some pepper, Tabasco, and put that in a gently toasted gluten-free pita. And I had that with my usual protein moment of almond and coconut milk with this brand of protein powder. I then walked my dog, came home, did my usual breakfast part 1 and 2. Part 2 being a reheated vegan gluten-free pancake, which if you watch my previous video, you'll know I'm currently recipe testing for, and I had that topped with some vegan butter, lemon and sugar, and I had that with a decaf coffee with soy milk. Mid-morning I visited my grandmother in aged care, and I find it helps to bring myself a little reward snack that I really like for afterwards, something comforting to munch on the way home. So I ate this koja bar. It's like peanut butter, chia seeds, buckwheat kernels, tastes like fudge, it's really nice. Now while I have the energy, I'm going to prep a few things for the week, some of which are in my new cookbook, I Want Dopamine for Dinner. Another thing which helps me when I'm in this kind of headspace mindset is to go, okay, you don't have to cook a whole thing, but do you feel like you can cook like a little side dish or an element of something, and then save the rest of the work of making a meal out of that for later? So from the sides and salad section, I'm going to make the basil butter tofu, pumpkin and squash, which is something I can incorporate into rice bowls or have on the side of something else. Then from the short and simple chapter at the end of the book, I'm going to make some tofu egg salad, because when I was trying to think of what would feel doable to eat this week, some really nice sandwiches came to mind with maybe like some crisps on the side or like roast potatoes at dinner time. All the recipes in my book are vegan, gluten-free, mostly for people who are really flavour seeking, but they also have grumpy gut considerations with notes on how to make the recipes low FODMAP, and there's some disability accommodations as well, so some help on how to make these kind of things when you are fatigued or anxious, overwhelmed, don't want to be standing, etc, etc. For the rest of the video, I'm just going to tell you what I ate for all the breakfasts, all the lunch, all the dinners and snacks. I'm thinking that might be a better format to take the focus even more off what someone eats in a day. Even though I'm only showing what I eat for inspiration, never quantity, I rarely capture every single thing I eat in a week, but let me know how that format works for you. For Monday's breakfast, I made the same cheesy egg pita as I did on Sunday. On Tuesday, I made an acai smoothie with banana, blueberries, peanut protein powder. I've been making that for years. Then after walking Merlin, I put some of the tofu egg salad on a hash brown topped with microgreens. That slapped. For the rest of the week, it was an egg on toast with peanut chocolate protein powder in non-dairy milk, the eggs either scrambled or boiled and made into an egg salad. Moving on to lunches, on Sunday I made a sandwich with the tofu egg salad, these microgreens on toasted gluten-free bread with some crisps on the side. That really hit the spot. I had the same thing the next day, just on a pita instead. Tuesday was a bowl of leftovers, so jasmine rice, the basil butter tofu veggies, Greek salad and salmon fritters and some more microgreens. Wednesday, I got fishbowl in a daze after therapy and completely forgot that they have a tofu option. Whoops. So I got the miso salmon over sushi rice and slaw, which is so filling. Thursday, I put the last of the tofu egg salad on some hash browns with a simple green salad on the side. Friday was a weird one. I had 2 leftover rice paper rolls before an appointment, and then a little later on, when I felt confident they had digested, I made another acai smoothie. On Saturday, I caught up for brunch with a friend at this bubble tea acai place, and I got a strawberry lychee green tea with an acai bowl that had chia pudding on the bottom. Now onto the dinners. On Sunday night I needed to use up some salmon my parents had left in the fridge, so I made some little fritters with capers and dill, making them into a fun petite shape because that also tricks my brain into finding it easier to eat. I reheated some of the basil butter tofu veg dish over some jasmine rice I made as that steamed, worked really well, and had a plate of all that with some Greek salad I made with vegan feta and lots of lemon juice squeezed over the top. Dessert, I had another pancake heated up in the toaster with some panna chocolate hazelnut spread. So good. Monday's dinner was leftovers of the night before. The rice heated up like this because we don't have a microwave, and everything else went in the air fryer. I sprinkled some spring onions on top for extra flair. Lol. On Tuesday I made the green ginger miso noodles from I Want Dopamine for dinner. They're super comforting, not too rich, and contain heaps of greens, which I was feeling I needed. A news outlet I did an interview with is going to publish this recipe, I think in the next few weeks, so once they do I'll link it in the description box. It's super customizable and I think quite a crowd pleaser. I had this with some vegan gluten-free dumplings I had at a Japanese supermarket, and they were the best dumplings I've ever had. Actually kind of meaty in the middle, not just mushy. 10 out of 10. Wednesday was leftovers of the night before with the addition of a boiled egg. Thursday I was craving something fresh and I realised I had the ingredients for rice paper rolls on hand, loosely based on the recipe and I Want Dopamine for dinner. If I'm in need of a palate cleanser, like I'm feeling nauseous, I find finely shredded cabbage and fresh mint really help get my appetite back. I had some Vietnamese dipping sauce in the fridge and this really hit the spot, the perfect thing to eat when nothing feels appetizing. On Friday I was fighting the urge to get takeaway so hard. I had plenty of food in the pantry and fridge and I did end up staying in, go me. I made myself some onigiri, the pre-wrapped nori of which really satisfied the urge to buy something. Something about the plastic and handheldness of it all felt like takeaway, and these are filled with a tuna spring onion mayo mixture. Realising now this was an unusually high fish intake week. I only made enough for 2 because I didn't want any more leftovers, so I decided to have this vegan gluten-free Christmas pudding I bought before the holidays last year but never really got around to eating. Sometimes being told what to eat at a certain time of year doesn't go down too well for me. Anyway, I drowned that in some homemade white chocolate custard that I whipped up. Absolutely glorious. And lastly, on Saturday I made a buffalo tofu rice bowl based on this recipe on my website. The slaw used up the rest of my shredded cabbage and I doused that in a green goddess dressing that is so delicious. This dish sums up like the food I love to eat and that I usually never get sick of. Hearty, comforting and super flavorful, but towing the line of not being too rich to the point I feel sick. And I wanted to mention I did one last test of the vegan gluten-free pancakes I've been working really hard on over the last month after dinner, and I totally nailed it. I've got there. So I apologize for my camera work, but the texture is like fluffy, airy, neither gummy nor dry, and this win put such a pep in my step. Probably one for the next cookbook, I'm sorry, unless I cave and put it on my website. We'll see. Thank you so much for being here and watching until the end. I've sold out of I Want Dopamine for dinner twice now, but the 3rd print run is on its way and is due to arrive by the end of March. The pre-order dates to which will be in the description box, and the PDF version, of course, is available now too. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.